welcome to the Australian Formula 3 E Series tonight, round number 9, live from Daytona International Speedway, thanks to RaceKraft Simulations and a host of other fantastic sponsors. And we are down to the penultimate round of the championship tonight on this road course circuit, and almost ready to go into race number 1 of this 2-race format, as always, silver, kicking off the night at this 8 o'clock time, and then 9 o'clock tonight we will have the gold. Best of the best fighting out the championship there. I can tell you that the leaderboard is still looking pretty close up towards the top, and in that outright series, Benjamin Roberts leading on 1,032 points, just clear of Rob Bowden and Jack Murray, your top 3. So still plenty to fight for in the championship. Let's take you down to the qualifying times with about 7 minutes to go here. And it is Mickey Roebuck currently on top of the times. Out on the racetrack though, we've got Brand Johnson, P2, and I'm joining the comm box as, well, I'm getting quite used to it now. Dave Roberts joining me again tonight. Hello David, welcome aboard tonight.
G'day Luke, how you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Ready for another night of action. Penultimate round, so firing the season down towards the end, but it's great to see SCHOTS Home Emporium as a new sponsor on board as well for tonight's broadcast for the first time. That's very cool.
Yeah, I think they're back for next week too.
Very good, yeah. So joining late as a sponsor, but mate, sponsors are a great thing for a series like this, and a big thanks to them for getting involved. And we've got a click-through code as well in the description, which I think hooks you up with a discount or something. So there's a nice little click-through. So big thanks to them for jumping on board this F3A series.
Yeah, it's cool. It's nice to have someone new around.
It is, and we've got Scott Jordanson out there still struggling to get a good time, down 19th at the moment. Track conditions for this one tonight, it's obviously a combination of road circuit and embanked oval. It's 35 or so, I think, degrees out there on the track temp, and a bit cloudy, but it's
Fahrenheit, it's 95.
There you go. But it's one of those tracks, we're seeing a lot of slipstreaming here in qualifying. It's going to be crucial in the race as well, but teammates can help each other out here to try and get themselves a better time, as with that bit of a tow, Jordanson goes up to 13th, so that helped him improve by about 6 positions just with that little bit of a tow, as McLaughlin now goes to the top. He was also involved in that, so it definitely helps if you can get yourself out there with a teammate and tow yourself around.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of flat out straight line running. It's not really straight line, it's around a corner I suppose, but there's a lot of flat out running, and if you've got someone who can break the air for you, it makes a lot of difference around here. It also means that I don't think anybody's going to be able to really run away, because if someone's in your tow, you just can't get rid of them.
Yeah, that's right. I love this infield section. It's always been my favourite, I think, Roval to go and have a race at. I used to love just doing the infield by itself without the outside Thunderdome part. So it's fast flowing, and as we see a couple of cars spin there on what was, I think, a coordinated lap to try and get another tow in. That's really it didn't work exactly. So Damien Kansas has gone P2. He's another hard charger throughout this season number 11 of this F3A powered by FRG, and I mean, he is impressive, and right there now, P2 within 81 thousandths of a second of pole position.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the pre-qualifying times, and pre-qualifying Jeremy Greentree was quickest from Mickey Roebuck, I think it was, and then Justin Quinn and Stephen Cassidy's.
I wonder how much of that pre-qual they use tows. These guys are out there now fighting and having to find their own way, in a sense. Greentree, who was quickest, you said, is out there by himself, so he's not getting any assistance at the moment to get himself up into P1.
So I imagine they're using everything they can get to try and get themselves into gold, you know.
Especially for the final round, yeah.
Yeah, I would expect there'd be sort of team tows out there.
Yep. So
but we see it, but again, we see that in F1, don't we? You know.
Yep, we saw that just the last race, didn't we? So they're trying for it.
Yep.
A couple of teams that worked, so a couple of teams that didn't, but yeah, I mean, I dream of the day Rue's going to come back and say, hey, we're doing a proper, F3 championship with only 24 cars, each teammates, and they've got to go out there as teams and work together. I reckon that would be sick, but yeah, this is cool as well.
Yeah, the thing is that, it's fine to do only 24 cars, but we've got nearly 100 people every week that want to race.
That's right. Best of the best, mate, and that's why we've got 40 in the gold server. We've got about, I think, 26 or so lining up for this silver. We do have a bit of a drop off with the end of the season coming, but like you said, it's been big numbers, over 100 competitors trying to get in, and the gold's going to be stacked again tonight with all 40 grid spots taken up. And looking at those championship points, mate, Ben Roberts has only just got it by a whisker, hasn't he? It's not over yet.
Yep, it's far from over, and it's still up for grabs. There's there's about just under 70 cars here going to turn out for tonight in gold and silver.
That's pretty incredible.
The reason we run it this way is because, you know, we want to have the fastest 40 guys every week competing for that gold race. We don't want to sort of, you know, get some in gold and some in silver, and you get guys who just want to sit in silver, but they're fast enough to run in the top half dozen of gold. So we sort of changed the whole system a couple of seasons back and went, right, this way we guarantee every week the fastest 40 are in gold, and that's you know, to get into gold is pretty good. Like we said last week, I think you had to be set a time that was top 10 in the world at Sonoma to make it actually into the gold split, which is pretty high.
That's
high
pretty
bar
incredible.
to achieve. Yeah. I
I
don't know what it is tonight. I haven't looked tonight, but with these temperatures, they won't be fast tonight. But they were pretty quick in pre-qualifying.
Yeah, it's at the moment, the top 10 covered by just on a second. I think we saw something like the top 15 in gold covered by half a second or something. It was so close last week, incredibly close.
Yeah, well, in pre-qualifying, it was there was a bit more of a gap this week, because there's about 3 seconds covering the top 40.
Right.
Which is quite a big difference, but that's the toe.
Yep. That's right. So the top two here, 81 thousandths of a second. Kansas got probably, let's have a look at the time, maybe a chance to do one more lap here. He's fired this up. He hasn't got anyone out in front of him. In fact, it's Mickey 12 seconds up the road, so he's going to have to get on with this.
Mickey's on and out, and Mickey's on and out lap, so...
He is too. So just starting a lap now for Mickey. So keep an eye on Mickey's time on the mini sectors. In fact, let's throw up quali mode for some sector times down the bottom. As no one seems to be improving. Is it the fact that these the track does drop off a bit, or it's getting a little bit hotter, or?
I think it's just hot, and when we come to the race, Roo just goes with, you know, it tries to replicate the temperature conditions of the local area. So we don't set it up. It's whatever iRacing give us.
Yep.
So tonight I can tell you that the actual I'm in Fahrenheit, but it's 4:30 in the afternoon. It's 89 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's 90 degrees. That's hot. That's 30 degrees Celsius.
Yep.
And the track is at 94. We've got a northeast wind of 15 mile an hour and about 60% humidity. So there we go.
Love all the what is it called? The Imperial versus the
Yes, I'm
old
really
school.
old school.
Love it. Love it.
But yeah, I do that because sometimes it's handy to have it in Fahrenheit, because a lot of the Americans work in Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
so,
true.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's 34 degrees track temp Celsius, and it's looking hot out there. This is one of the RaceKraft cars. Andrew Lachlan gone off the track. We saw Mickey bought that lap as well. They've gone off the track, and that's the end of their qualifying. Lockie Taylor's gone 15th. And he's got a chance to finish this lap in the Tim Tam car. A bit of Vegemite. Imagine putting Vegemite on a Tim Tam. I think the boys over in New Zealand might think of doing that. That's one of their little traits, maybe.
And then they'll put it on potato chips, mate.
Maybe they'll get some ideas after watching this tonight. So
we'll get Tim Tam, Vegemite potato chips.
So it's funny to see those two sponsorships together on this car for Taylor. But yeah he's out there right now trying to put one last hot lap in. And he's 15th place, 1.1 seconds off the top time. If he can get himself a couple of tenths here, which he's done on a green sector, sector 2, it'll put him up inside close to the top 10. If he can knock 2 tenths off here, he'll go 10th or even 9th place. So that's not a bad gain. Let's see what he can do as he crosses the line. The only other couple of drivers out there still doing a lap, Greentree and Quinn. I think Greentree didn't make the flag, so his lap probably won't count. So Taylor crosses the line, 15th, elevates himself up to 10th. There you go. So right on the money. He gets himself inside the top 10, 9 tenths of a second off the pole position time. So decent effort.
Now we've got... appears we've lost Philip Sanders, who was... He's dropped dropped off. So it looks like he's had some sort of internet failure. Hopefully he can get himself back and reconnected before the start of the race.
You get, what, 3 minutes staging time to try and get yourself back in, I think?
Yeah, at least 3 minutes, because Rue's got to do his briefing.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a couple of race cams tonight. We'll head across there shortly and have a look.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, we've got obviously Damien Cairns loves to give us full access, which is fantastic. And Brant Johnson's also given us access tonight, so good to see Brant giving us that eye into the into the sim room. And there he is right now, just doing his last few checks. And he's got a cool mic there. I reckon he's a bit of a streamer. So there's his car sitting in the pits. P4 for Brant tonight. So big thanks to Brant giving us that access. And of course, Cairns, who gives us the access every week with this cool setup for him. He'll give us the shakas if he knows he's being watched usually. And he'll be a bit nervous now. P2, he'll start off the front row. There he is. Gives us a good little turnaround hello there, which is great. Let's listen to Rue's briefing. I think that'll be good tonight. We'll put him. This is the race control. Have a listen.
Part of the track where the grass falls away from the apron and the white line starts. There's an image and Discord briefing channel. I hope you've all had a look. In the event of pitting during a safety car, you must hold position until that point. Afterwards, you may pull into the pit lane and drive as fast as you are able to. Remember, if there's someone in front of you, can't go up their ass or past them. As far as sponsors, I posted a link on Discord and Facebook regarding a new sponsor. It's SCHOTS Home Emporium.
Right, it's time to go through the grid. I just realised the time. We are on the grid already, so let's have a quick look. It is, it is Hugh McLaughlin who's got a pole position tonight from Damien Cairns. Ruebuck will start from P3. Brant Johnson out of P4 tonight with Alex Newton 5, Greentree 6, and it's Atkinson 7. Queenie will start from 8th tonight with Cassidy and Taylor, your top 10. Lockie just sneaking in there at the last second. Nathan Gardner will start from 11th with Brad Hudson, rounding out your top 12 tonight. 13th on the grid, Capone. Jordanson will start 14th. Walls and Swampole, your top 16. Seaton out of 17th tonight with Jay Hansen, Elder, and Little rounding out your top 20. Andrew Lachlan will start on the grid from 21st place with Jeff Calvert alongside him. Sherrison Capel, your top 24. Lockie, of course, in race control, getting ready in the safety car, hopefully not needed. Mabry will be at the back as well with Bert, Johnny Lee, and Philip Sanders. So welcome to our grid tonight. Let's get set to go racing here from Daytona. There is a look at our flagmen holding them on the grid. We got Cairns, Ruebuck, and Johnson still to grid up, and then we are right to get ready. I'm excited for this one tonight. It's going to be 35 minutes with one pit stop. Dave, any thoughts of strategy tonight? Will some drivers sit in that tow, try and save some fuel, and hold off for a safety car?
I think you'll see a lot of people trying to save a bit of fuel on this one.
Yeah.
I think we're 25 minutes of the roundabout when they should dive for the pits if they're running it right empty. So let's see how we go.
Alright, we look down over the grid here from our drone camera, and what a picturesque place this is. The Ferris wheel in full motion as well. We're getting set for a start. Hold on to your hats. This is F3A Silver. This is the lower grade, I call it, but definitely not the lower grade of drivers. There's some very quick, fast drivers out there. 9 o'clock tonight we have the gold. The best of the best coming back to hit it out once again. But let's watch. I reckon I'm going to put a bit of a word in here for Mickey. That second row, P3 on the grid. Watch out for Mickey coming through. Also, Greentree, as Dave alluded to earlier, was very quick in pre-qualifying. Starts from P6, and hopefully we'll be able to get himself up the order as well. So 3 minutes in, and just holding now, waiting for a start. We'll hear the revs rise shortly.
Mickey's recently had a little bit of red mist issue, so hopefully he can keep it all calm through the first corners today.
Right, revs rising. Let's get set to go racing here from Daytona. Oh, sideways from P4 was Alex Newton, I think it was. Dropped some positions. In fact, it was Brant Johansson dropped back, and he's dropping all the way down the order. Down into the first corner, though, as we look at them 2 by 2 and out wide. I think it was Justin Quinn. They've all got through. McLaughlin goes through in the lead. Losing a position was Damien Cairns as they filter their way through. Johansson, Johansson's back in 17th. I think so far we all got through there without any incident. Did I just say that? We've got a car back to front. 3 or 4 cars off the track. Hudson's one of them. And Lucky Taylor, who qualified so well at the end there in the Vegemite Tim Tam's car. Oh, some contact with Capone.
Oh, well, hopefully there's no damage. I can turn around and get the old Tim Tam flying again.
Yeah, so damage on the restart there. Taylor not happy, calling out to race control straight away. Out in front, McLaughlin with a perfect getaway
24.
from Rubuck for the first time out onto this Daytona outer rim and flat, pedal to the metal now. Let's see what they can do in this first effort of slipstreaming. And there is Damien Cairns. Dropped that position at the start. The two Mark 1 Esports cars working in tandem here, back in fourth and fifth as well. Nice job. They are going to close up onto the back of Cairns now.
I just love watching a team of two running together. It always looks so cool, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. In behind them, we've got Atkinson holding position up. 6 spots was Ty Swampool and then Jordanson. We've got a spinner down there. That's Greentree off the track facing the wrong way. And he's...
Yeah, I did it to them.
Yeah, he's come a croppers down there as well. So the teammates together are no longer together, and they've been spread right apart. Jeremy comes back on in 20th place. Here we go, Mickey on the charge, having a shot here at the race leader, Hugh McLaughlin. It's on.
Probably just racing incident.
Seems like he pulled out of the tow and it also almost stopped.
Copy 19.
Looking out the back of McLaughlin's car now, facing back towards Mickey in P2. Atkinson and Cassidas also changing places, P5. Good little battle here. Further back, you can see Brant Johnson, who has given us that access to his race camera. I can tell you what, he's got the racing eyes on. He is focused on the back of Alex Newton at the moment. There he is. And, we've lost his connection, so let's go with Newton, in fact.
Now, Brant's one. Did Brant have a bit of a drop off the start there, did he?
He did. I wonder if it's... Oh, we got a spin at the front, too. Damien Cairns is around. And who was the other one? Was it? It was Rubuck, I think. Yeah, coming back onto the track.
Oh.
We might try and get a replay of that one and see what happened. They were fighting together. Here's a replay now. So the replay, it was Cairns behind, so let's see what happens here. They're fair distance under brakes.
No,
Cairns. It was Cairns into the back of Rubuck this time, so...
I think Mr. Cairns will be getting a drive-through for that one, I reckon. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, he won't be too happy with that as we go back to live. Atkinson up the front now, challenging here with Quinny.
Whoa.
And I tell you what, Justin's got himself up into P2 now. Obviously a bit of misfortune for Cairns and Rubuck, but that's put Justin now up into a podium position with Atkinson on his tail. Steve Cassidas as well. We've got a 5-second penalty there for Joe Capone for moving under brakes on lap 1. And here goes Cassidas on the outside. Let's jump on board.
Wow, so McLaughlin's already got a 4-second lead. And these guys fighting will be pulling each other up a bit.
Oh, hello.
Oh, that's trouble. Look out. Oh, well hung on to. Well hung on to.
It's not over yet. He's dropping back. He's lost all that momentum, Justin. He's
he hasn't hit anything. The car's okay, and there's a long way to go.
He's calling to race control. I think he might think he got a bit of a touch there under brakes. Falls back in behind Swampool and Roebuck. We've got another car off. It's Jan Hansen, who's in the wall. This could be a safety car. That's broken.
Yeah, he's well off the road though. I don't know. He might not. It's well off the road.
Yes, you can tow from there.
There you go. No safety car. So Mickey's here back in running in 6th now, and he's chasing down Alexander Newton. And he's got Quinny on his tail.
Lucky number 13.
Not my lucky number.
But I think the top RaceKraft car at the moment, big thanks to RaceKraft, the sponsors throughout this season once again, John Lee and the crew. So it's good to see the RaceKraft car up there in the top 5. Whilst we're mentioning sponsors, that we've got the VRS competition, which we draw next week. So get your entries in. You've still got a week or so to get out there and smash those entries through. Give yourself a chance to win $99 package from VRS, and tonight's code word is drumroll. Tonight's code word is Kennedy. So we're obviously near the Kennedy Center. Is that right? What's the connection there, Roo?
I have absolutely no idea.
It's
Probably something to do with the dead Kennedys, no, Roo.
a good band. Very good, man. Righto, so yeah, Kennedy tonight, KENNEDY is the code word for tonight's round. So just pump that into the form. It's a Google form that's in the description of this video. And next week we get the spinny wheel up and we draw a winner. And that's a really worthwhile prize. If you want to get quicker at iRacing, VRS is definitely a key component to do just that. So get your entries in, and like Rue said a bit earlier, and I also alluded to at the start of the broadcast, some great sponsors, including Lovely Stickers, and they're back with their code word. So F3A Lovely gets you 10% off their awesome stickers, and you've got those stickers on your rig at home, Dave, and they look mega.
I sure do. I love them. I see there Damien Cairns didn't get a drive through. He escaped with a 5-second penalty, so I think he's been
lucky, isn't it?
Been pretty lucky.
Yeah. So
he was a very, very light tap, but yeah, the result's still the same.
That's right, yeah. Mabry here fighting wheel to wheel with Greentree, who's just gone through, and that puts Greg Seaton back a spot too, so he's mugged them both under toe down that back straightaway. Nice move, and he's pulled away quickly as well.
I'm loving Greg Seaton's profile shot, mate.
Not bad.
They're running very, very close on the banking, and it scares me because, you know, you do get a little bit of warp occasionally, and they can't push it too close.
Yeah, you see them dancing around a little bit. That's just turbulence, is it? They've simulated that turbulence off the cars?
Oh, I think there's a little bit of weaving and bumps on the road and all sorts of things. So, and yeah, the force feed for someone around there in turn 1. Who's that? Two of them around.
Nathan Gardner's gone around, yeah.
Nathan Gardner and someone else went around as well. I'm going to swap my other monitor to follow the crashes.
So nearly 8 minutes in now. Who's going to pinch first and go into the pits? We're seeing Lucas Bird here back in 24th place. As always, if you got someone here, if you come here to see someone in particular, let me know so I can give them some airtime. We try and look after our viewers. If they've come to watch their friend or their partner or whoever race, give them a bit of a shout out. And Sher, who is connected with Rue's mother, Rue's lovely mother, says, "Hey Luke, with the hot temps for racing, will they opt for stickier tyres?" Only one sort of tyre, isn't there, in iRacing? So one compounded tyre for these cars anyway.
Yeah,
but they may
for these cars,
they may choose to change.
It would be lovely to see another compound. That would spice the racing up a bit, wouldn't it?
Would, yeah, especially if you had to use 2 compounds like they do in F1. That would be very cool.
And the same thing they do in F2, where they run the soft and the hard, and they do. No, the F3 don't have pit stop, so the F2s run soft and hard. Have to run both compounds. We saw Jack doing on the weekend. Have a great drive until he popped in to put the softs on and went out and the wheel fell off.
Yep, my good friend Spike Goddard always has a laugh when he says, "Why are F3 cars doing pit stops?" And I said, "Well, it's because this is for fun."
Because we can.
He raced F3 in Europe, and
right,
obviously, we do pit stops here, and it's great for sim racing. It adds a level of excitement, and I love it, especially in the gold.
I think we need to get Spike along here one night, mate.
I would love to. I've been trying for a long time to get him in for a chat. He's a little bit shy, I think, but he's doing a cool
new... get him in for a drive.
He's doing a new podcast, which I don't think I'm allowed to talk about yet, but I will...
All right.
Oh, we got spinners here as well. This is Little, having a little spin. Oh, he's got to watch this re-entry. There's other cars come... Oh, he does a full donut, and look at that. I said he had to watch that re-entry. It's Lockie Taylor.
Tam again.
Yep.
Lap 6.
So...
Luckily, he looks like...
Re-entry.
Yeah, so...
Another one.
No, that's Little. So Little's done a complete donut and
large.
Absolutely destroyed the other car. So
yeah,
this may be a safety car. G'day Keith Logan. G'day Troy as well. And who else is out there? Christine Cairns tuning in to see. Obviously Damien, who's now just dropping back a little bit down the order, but we've got a safety car. So full course caution for the first time tonight. Let's watch for a flurry to the pit lane, and that is because of this incident.
It's right on the time. So if they do it now with 10 minutes gone, 25 minutes left to run, they should be able to put enough fuel in to get to the finish.
So we're going to have a look at this crash here. Lockie Taylor.
They have to do a little bit of fuel saving.
Yeah, we're on board with Lockie Taylor. This is his view. He will come around the corner and see a donutting car. There it is. And try to avoid it, but
yep,
big damage.
Yep.
back on Andrew, pick it up.
So while we're under caution, let's just quickly run that new ad for this new sponsor. Fantastic to have them on board. Check it out.
It's always open.
SCHOTS, big thanks to them coming on board, sponsoring this F3A series. Fantastic to have them there. And if you need some gear, go and click the link in the description. Go check out their website. I had a quick flick through the website before I came on, and I'll tell you what, I'm going back to have a look tomorrow sometime while I'm at work. I think I might sneak in a quick look at that website. It's very cool.
It's going to cost me money again, isn't it?
It is going to cost us all some money. It's some cool stuff, especially if you're decorating a house or building a house. There's great ideas in there too. So under caution, Johnny Lee's got himself up there, hasn't he? 10th place. How did he leap up there? He has not stopped, that's why. So Atkinson is the top running car that came in on lap 6 for a pit stop. Interestingly enough, the top 5 didn't come into the pits.
Yes, that's surprising. Mind you, the other guys might have to do a little bit of fuel saving because it's right on. But if we have another safety car, I think they're pretty clear.
Yeah. And at a track like this with the turn 1 into that infield section, I reckon a chance of another safety car is pretty high.
And the pit stop here does take a little while because the transition out of the pit is quite a long one.
It is. Now we've got Keith asking about the Sandgroper Sim Racing team, and we're just having a quick look to see where Brandt is at the moment. He's dropped down to 8th place. And is he carrying a bit of damage, or is that car okay? It's a little bit roughed up.
I don't know.
But Brandt started P4, dropped to 8th, has stopped. So considering there's the top 5 haven't stopped, he actually puts him 2nd out of the top 10 drivers if you take out all the guys that haven't stopped yet. So he's actually in a pretty good position, Brandt. Like you said though, we'll have to save fuel. It's going to be very strategic, the final 30 or 20 minutes of this race.
So now Rue's doing a wave by of all the lap cars. So if anybody who was a lap down will now be back on the lead lap again. Mind you, they're going to have to go like stink to get back round to the back of the tail.
Well, Green Tree's coming in the pits. In fact, I think a couple of these top guys are going to pit here very well.
It's interesting because
Tree did.
Now they'll have lost so much track position because the cars are all bunched up. So a pit stop now will drop them right through the whole field.
Yeah, Green Tree will be in a bit of strife there, I think. So he's in the lane as we speak. Everyone else is filtering through behind this FRG safety car, which looks beautiful as always. Tonight driven once again by the wonderful Lachlan Capel. There it is. So we love our FRG Formula Racing Group safety car. Aston Martin looks fantastic.
The position back into car number 8.
It does look good, doesn't it?
It does. You painted that one, didn't you? Did you paint that one?
Yeah, that's one of mine.
Very, very flash. Love it. So 15 minutes gone of this race tonight. This is the silver. We're coming back with the gold straight after this. Big thanks to VRS. Make sure you get that code word in tonight because I want to have lots of names to draw from next week. We love our spinny wheel and we're going to draw that $100 package.
I love that spinny wheel.
Spinny wheel with the Plucker Duck theme music.
Wave arounds. Safety car coming in this lap.
So safety car in this lap, it'll be Hugh McLaughlin who just talk us through the safety car procedure here. Dave, what do they have to abide by when this happens?
So what'll happen is as they come round for the lap, Rue will tell them that the safety car is going to come into the pits, and probably around about as they come out of that last chicane, Rue will hand over the control of the race to the road leader, which will be in this case McLaughlin, and then he is allowed to go whenever he feels anywhere between there and the start finish line. He can go whenever he wants to go, so he controls that restart. There we go.
Yep. So safety car.
He's just handed control to McLaughlin now, so he's free to go whenever he likes, but he can't pass the safety car. So that's why the safety car's gone off at a rate of knots as fast as they can, get it in the pit lane,
Yep.
And now we'll just wait and see. Now, if he goes too early, the trouble is everyone's going to get in the tow and tow past him. So he's probably going to hold it fairly late in this case.
Car 6-2, you now control the speed. You may accelerate at your discretion.
So he's been told he can start whenever he wants to now.
Right, so here we go. We got this camera up on the fence. We might get this view for the restart. As you see him all coming around that final corner. Look how much he slowed them up as well. And soon he's going to burst into life.
Well, he's been told to hold the speed, so that's what he's doing now.
Green, green, green.
And he's gone. That's a fairly early start there, but that's good.
Here he goes. So past the start-finish line to start.
And then when he went, Rue calls green, green, green. A race control called green, green, green. And that is everybody.
Oh, there's contact there.
We have contact.
Yeah, John Lee's one of them, I think. Lee's off and someone else went with him as they try and filter through there. So it was a big incident. And also Mabry, I think. Mabry was off the track, just came back on again. But now we've got Johnson. Oh, and he gets clipped as well. Johnson, and I think it was Kim Walls off the track. So there's been a secondary incident after that first one.
At turn 2.
Lachlan's off too. Look at that damage to the RaceKraft car. So he's dropped heaps of positions, hasn't he? So not a good restart for them. I tell you who has made a good restart, Joe Capone, up 10 spots into P3. Hasn't stopped yet though. So himself and Jordanson, P3 and 4, are yet to make a pit stop.
Well, they've still got, what are we at, 20 minutes. They've probably got 10 to 15 minutes of racing before they have to pit.
Yep.
So they've got time to make some space.
Good looking race car, this one, Joe Capone, RaceKraft Simulations. So yeah, the top 4 it is in a line here of not stopped for fuel. Cassie Atkinson is the top driver that has stopped for Pace Syndicate. Look at this car, beautifully turned out race car. And just going to get past Jordanson here, I think. We'll jump up on the outside and make that move.
They get a little bit of a side draft. That's why they're trying to get in sort of close to the other car, because they get a bit of side draft of it. But now it's like it's an aerodynamically restrained top speed. That's as fast as the car goes. So
yeah, they top out or they stall out, don't they, at a certain speed?
Yeah.
So Atkinson moves up into 4th now. Ran a bit deep through there though, and
a little bit wide.
Straight away, Jordanson comes back through, and I tell you what, Jordanson is. In fact, it's Atkinson that's disappearing. That's got to be off-putting for the other car. Swamppool in behind will be getting a good look at this, and Mickey's fought back into 7th now as well. So great job. They've been working hard after that earlier incident. Then you got Quinny, Seaton, Hudson, Cairns in 11th. So just outside the top 10 now is Damien Cairns. So he's also on the fight back now. He's fueled to the end of this race.
Fairly tight in that midfield around Damien Cairns in front of him, Bradley Hudson and Seaton and Quinn. They're in a pretty tight little battle pack there.
Oh, look at the sideways from Hudson.
Sideways on the way out. Well, lost some straight line speed here.
Yeah, that was Hudson getting all out of shape, and he's going to try and get up alongside him here, Cairns. We're on board with him.
I must admit, I look at Damien's setup there and I go, why has he got a great big, road car steering wheel? It's an F3 car. He's driving the V8.
Lots of V8 experience, and wow, that was fast through there. Got a great run on
really
Hudson
cool
as well. Should go up around the outside here without too much drama.
It seems there that Daniel Sheriffs has been copped a little bit of blame for that accident on the restart, I think.
Yeah.
And he's got a drive-through penalty for himself.
Right, he has. And back at the front here, this is Joe Capone now getting himself up ahead of his teammate.
And very sideways.
2 RaceKraft cars here fighting for P2. As once again, McLaughlin just checks out again, doesn't he?
They seem to be struggling on corner exit, getting on it, and they're running very low wing here because you need straight line speed. But they seem to be losing it on the exit of the corner because they're lacking that rear downforce.
Jeff Carver's been given a penalty there for passing under safety car.
Sorry about that, Andrew. I had to brake myself, mate. My bad.
Over, buddy.
So we've got Maybury working on the back of Damien Cairns here, or is it? No, it's Bradley Hudson.
Yes,
Yeah,
Hudson, yeah.
working on the back of Hudson. He's got enough speed there that he can stay on the toe, but as soon as he pops out, he goes nowhere.
Hudson, I mean, they're running they're a fixed setup, aren't they? So Hudson is, the way he pulls away from Maybury there, just, obviously that's all coming from momentum and being able to get through the corner without washing off speed.
So there he goes. You see, he got to a point and it suddenly sucked him into the back of the car in front. And there's a real art to that. You've got to just be able to get in there, get that speed up in the toe where it's breaking the air, and pop the toe and keep the momentum. Because a lot of them don't seem to quite have that rhythm of being able to pop the toe.
Yeah, it's interesting. And Damien Kansas did a new fastest lap, but got overtaken by Justin Quinn there. So he's up into P8 now.
Yeah, and I see Brant Johnson just got a drive-through, so he must have been involved in that as well.
Johnson, yeah. So that'll hurt his race. That'll be the end of probably his chances tonight.
Well, you never know. Another safety car, you never know.
Having a look at a quick Brant Johnson off track here to see if this was part of it. I don't think it was. He's going to do this by himself, I think. Is this going to be a rear end going around, that old pendulum effect? I think it might be. No, he just actually washed out the front, didn't he?
Yeah, he just outbraked himself.
There you go.
Because that really low downforce setup they're running, that affects the braking as well.
So keep an eye on this battle for fifth place.
Quinn and Cairns there, and very, very close together.
Now, we got any ruling on this bottom line here, this yellow line? Are you allowed to go below that?
Stay above it. You got to stay above it.
So race control will be watching that.
Yep.
Track limits, obviously a very big talking point in Formula One, and look at the way the car's moving around there on the inside. Now he's on the line there. That's okay.
Yeah, he's fine on the line. Just don't go down under it. And what's interesting there is he's gone from third in that little battle group through to the lead of that battle group.
Yeah.
So you got a double toe. You got to toe off one, then pop that toe into the toe of the next one. Which is a pretty cool little bit of work there.
So the gap's still 4.2 at the front. We've got a car off the track at Green Tree again. He's nice, gone from bad to worse. And Swample is now calling out to race control. We'll listen in.
Suspecting vehicles passing on apron, last lap round, past start finish line.
Well, I was watching that. I didn't see anybody on an apron. I saw somebody touch a yellow line.
Yeah, so that's
fine.
exactly what I was talking about. So from the cockpit, maybe it looks pretty close, or it looks like they are crossing the line, and they're just starting to be a little bit
the racing
cautious.
drivers, they just hate being passed.
Yeah, any excuse, that's right. Keeps race control on their toes, that's for sure.
They're giving us the genuine Lewis Hamilton experience here.
That's it. And we got Daniel Yeaman saying slipstream clearly going to be critical tonight. Hopefully Daniel's racing in the main game race. It'd be good to see him out there
Let's
again.
have a look. Oh, I've got the... Yes, he is. He wasn't very fast in pre-qualifying, but I expect Daniel just went out and just did enough to get himself into gold, and he'll be out there lapping, doing a few laps before the race.
Yeah, he'll be fast, don't you worry, as we watch this Queen getting a great slipstream. And
a not really nicely popped on the toe too.
Alex Newton's pitting here under green conditions, so this will hurt his chances as he drops out of the top 5, probably out of the top 10.
But not as bad as had he pitted under the safety car.
Oh, contact. There goes Cairns, there goes Quinn. Now Cairns into the fence, that'll be terminal damage. Look at that, that's broken Cairns.
I really think, looking at that, the Justin Quinn just didn't give him enough room.
Yeah.
Got you. Thank you.
And he's straight on the radio, isn't he, complaining to race control, but I initially thought maybe that blame would be with Justin. Let's have a look.
88 in a tow.
Might get a safety car out of this.
Here's a replay. Let's have a quick look.
See if you watch,
Yeah,
88 squeezes in.
Yes, you can tow from there.
Yeah.
So I put that down to probably a little bit of Justin not giving him the racing room that Damien had rightly earned on the inside of the road. He'd earned the right to have a piece of road left for him. He was right up beside the guy.
That's a sorry looking sight in the pit lane now
Yep.
for Mr. Cairns. So unlucky. All that
Yeah.
hard work undone.
Generally what we call a canoe.
Okay. Well, back to the lead. 5.2 now. He's disappearing off into the distance. Is Hugh
Yes,
McLaughlin.
Well, Hugh is really a good gold competitor. I don't know how he ended up back here in silver. It may have just been, again, lack of time. But yeah, he's a really good gold competitor. Well, that was close. That was close. They chopped down on the way into that chicane, and it sort of goes from a big wide 3 or 4 cars to a 1 lane, and it gets a bit tight at times.
Mickey into the lead of the race. So with McLaughlin and Capone into the pits for their pit stop, that elevates Mickey, Jordanson, Swampole up to the top 3. Jordanson still hasn't stopped though, so Jordanson you think will have to come in probably next lap around.
So it looks like McLaughlin's fallen to 8th place there. See what the time gap is when he comes out, because that'll give us a fair idea of what... Okay, so about 16, 17 seconds, so it's somewhere close to 20 seconds probably, the transition time in the pits. Which will be interesting to keep that in mind when we get to gold.
Yeah. So pit strategy-wise, we've got just Jordanson now in 2nd place, has not stopped. That graphical update from McLaughlin down in 9th. Everyone else stopping on that lap 6 safety car, so getting it through to the end now will be, well, it's another, 7 minutes, give or take a lap, so Mickey looking good.
He does look good for this.
Yeah,
So
they'll
he's
have to
got,
just hang on.
oh, it's got 5-6 seconds on Swainpool.
Well, Swainpool
Or is that...
stopped on the same lap, took a bit more fuel though, so Mickey actually took less fuel than everyone else. With 4.7 seconds versus 5.4, 5.0 and 5.0 for Swampole, Hudson and Taylor.
Now we've got Daniel Sheriff's off,
17.
and that looks like a possible safety car because it's right on the edge of the road.
Go ahead, 17.
No. He's requesting to...
Oh, he's going to keep it running by the looks of things.
Yeah, he's requesting to limp back to the pits. A safety car. We got one.
Wow. So this obviously helps the drivers that needed to save some fuel.
Mickey, just hold up for the safety car there if you could, please.
And
A full stop or slow down?
Just let the safety car overtake you.
Go.
Thanks, Adam.
so
We're all good.
safety car looks like it might have been a little bit late out of the pits there because of where the leader just happened to be on the road at the time.
Yep.
So they've just held up Mickey, and so the safety car can regain the front of the position at the front of the field. So now this means that Mickey's now got Swainpool, who has not... Yes, he has pitted, hasn't he?
Yep.
And Hudson has pitted.
Everyone's
and
stopped now,
Taylor
yep.
has pitted. So yeah. So now what this does is packs everybody up onto the back of Mickey, which is just what he didn't want, having a lovely 4-second lead a minute ago.
Yeah, and we'll probably get a couple lap dash here. It's going to be quite short if they do one more lap under caution here. There's going to be absolutely
What have
nothing
we
in
got
it.
left?
5 minutes to go.
Yeah, we've got the extra 3 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes to go. So they need to get this safety car in at the end of this lap. That's what they'll be trying to do.
Everyone on the lead lap, please stick left. Everyone.
So they're going to do wave rounds?
Stay on the right, hold position.
They are going to do wave rounds. It's a late wave
Traffic
round.
now unlap themselves on the right with caution.
Usually they wouldn't do a wave around this late in the race, but you know.
Well, John Lee's knocked the front off that car, hasn't he? He's just crashed into the barrier.
Background traffic, you may now unlap yourself.
I think
please.
trying to catch
Get
up to
done.
the field, he's just put in the wall. That could be retirement, I think. He'll probably get a blanket permission to tow here.
Race control, can I get a tow, please, car 33?
I think John's been crash testing his rig tonight.
Yeah, you can tow from there, mate.
Race control, car 13. There's still a lap car in front of me.
Come on, lap cars. Unlap yourself, please, now.
Whoop, there goes one.
Yeah, whoever that was.
That was Casitas.
Who is that?
Car 23.
Casitas. Yeah.
Copy.
So we're going for another whole lap here. It's going to be, I tell you what,
Damn, that,
it's going to be
that's gonna make it a
pretty close to being a finish here
One
under, well,
lap flyer.
they're going to have to be pretty quick. That last lap was a 3-minute lap, and we'll get a checker flag if they don't hurry this lap up. No green, white checkers here. This is time certain race.
Yeah, and you know, they need to get moving. And then we'll get a 1 lap flyer. We've still got people unlapping themselves.
That's Little coming through.
A little late.
Little. Yeah.
I'll have to check the driver list on Gold, see how many we can make bad puns about in the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Safety car is coming in this lap.
There we go, it's coming in. They might all be coming in yet, Roo.
It is now a blanket approval to tow from here on in. Blanket approval.
Right, so 1 lap dash to the flag here. Mickey will try and hang on from the front. Ty Swample's P2 up 14 spots in the race. What a great drive, and maybe as well in the top 5, up 20 positions to get into this place. So take some good points away wherever they end up. But the number 11, I'm pretty impressed with that.
212 after the chicane. Please hold speed at 100, no more than 100.
Gee, they're cutting it fine.
Mickey's car, one of the standouts for me. Deliveries looks fantastic.
Prismatic Motorsports. Mickey, FRG.
It's very good. So Swample closing right up on behind. This is the distance they have, obviously.
This is cool to a restart here.
Green, 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 green,
Here we go, jump straight into it.
Now, what are we going to get as we go over the line? 1 to go.
So in the background, Hudson challenging for P2. Swample. And then behind them, Seaton and Walls go side by side into turn 1. Gardner's with Capone, and in the fence, that's
Someone down the pit lane.
Alex Newton, unfortunately, into the fence. Has been knocked out of this one. Out in front though, Rubak's got the perfect getaway and has gapped them by 7/10 of a second. Great start. We've got another car off as well. Lachlan's off into the grass at turn 2 or turn 3. And
The only thing I'm sure of, we won't get a safety car.
no more safety cars, that's for sure. So it's going to be really a battle for P2, I reckon, unless the tow can drag Hudson up onto the back of both Swampool and Rubok on this last back straightaway. It's 8/10 of a second. It's a pretty good restart here for Mickey.
Yeah, it's 8/10 of a second. That you can get that back.
Here we go.
You might be able to get that back.
Here we go. So onto the Thunderdome they go.
I think that the tow point is about 6/10, where you start to get the gain that big advantage.
There's the gap. It has not budged either. Still 8/10 of a second
I looked
through the final
behind him,
chicane.
it has.
Yeah, it's close behind, but through the final chicane, still 8/10 of a second. It's blown out, and Hudson not close enough. I think Taylor's fancying a run here on
Taylor's
Hudson.
got a great little run out of the chicane there. But the thing is that you've got Hudson who's sitting in the toe of Swainpool. Now what? Yes, that's it. Swap onto the other one.
Well, the checker flag's going to drop here for Mickey, so congratulations on taking a win tonight. Reebok gets the win. Oh, look at that. Across the line. 3 wide, and it's Hudson who gets it. 42 thousandths of a second over Taylor, and Swamppool gets 4th, so he misses out on a podium. Absolutely nothing in it there to the line. That was incredible. McLaughlin, after his race, gets 5th, Mabry 6th, and it was Capone, Walls, Quaney, and Culbert fighting his way back into 10th. So good job. And Mickey gets the podium. Congratulations. We'll get some interviews shortly before we go across to the gold session. But soak it up. Mickey takes out a win.
That's a pretty cool finish there for the well, I won't say minor placings because they were still major placings, but 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Really, really nice finish.
Yeah,
Look at that.
We'll take it back and have a look as they cross the line. This is how close it was, and nothing in
So
it.
Hudson just pulls it in the centre. Look at that. But who's 3rd?
Yeah, look at that. It was Taylor who got 3rd from Swamppool, so super close between them.
But their race times are identical. There's actually no time gap.
Well, for God Divide Racing, look at that.
Because
Wow, Whisker.
they are both 1.146 seconds behind the leader.
There you go. So it's gone down to the minute decimals. Definitely from that angle, to me, it looks like Taylor just has just a nostril hair in front.
They're very small nostril hairs.
Right, let's get some interviews happening, and massive congratulations on the podium, and getting to chat to us again. Well done, Mickey.
Hello, darling. Might I say how nice it is to see you again?
Very good to see you, and back on the podium with a win. This will put you in gold for the final round. How cool is that?
It's good and it's bad. I found it really tough adjusting to the speed demons that spend their time in gold most often. Had a little trouble like graduating from silver to gold, but it's always nice to race with the best, I guess.
I guess.
suppose.
Well, I tell you what, it wouldn't be a gold finale without you in there. So seeing what you can do, it's going to be fantastic. And, you know, you've had an up and down season. You've sort of been on the edge of teetering between gold and silver the whole time. What's the emotional in that? Because you get emotional highs of winning silver, then you get into gold, and you sort of, you know, you've had points where you're right up the top end of gold, but then you might get crashed out and it's back again. Talk us through that emotional roller coaster you've been on all season.
Yeah, graduation day, every day when it comes up on a Tuesday has been super tough. Everyone is really quick all over the ladder, really. You have to be so on it for both of these splits. The silver and gold are just as competitive. I sweat just as much. It stresses me out. My heart is pounding right now. They're both as good as each other, but gold, you got to go that extra 20 minutes, 25 minutes, whatever it is. And concentration is a tough skill to train. Mistakes creep in.
Yeah, it's I don't know how it's done because I'm terrible at it, but I'm impressed every time I see, you know, the focus and the determination. And I've got to say too, throughout this season, if we don't get to speak to you next week on the podium, you've been inspirational in just the emotion and the heart you've put into your racing, and that's been great to watch. So thank you.
Thank you, Luke. I'll repay the compliment. We love the broadcast. Everyone in my Discord of friends comes to watch. Mum, my brother, they all come out and they say, that Luke, guys, is a real professional. So right back at you.
Fantastic. Now we've got some other, I think Bradley's hanging by us. Yeah, so we've got Bradley there. Now what's happened? We've got Ty's there. Now Ty to me got 4th. Did they confirm Ty as 3rd?
Let's have a look.
We'll have to have a look here. So we'll get Bradley. We'll get Brad in first.
Racing.
There you go. So Brad, congratulations. P2 tonight, up 10 spots to get yourself on the podium. What a finish. That was a heart stopper with 3 wide at the line.
Yeah, my heart's pounding, and I just caught Tyron in the green room just before. We were saying it was a bit of a mixed bag of who was actually going to be 2, 3, 4, and yeah, I guess hats off to Lockie Taylor. Just pipped him at the end there. Like, I think actually looking at the results, Swainpole and Taylor are dead heat, or like they're tied, but yeah, no, it was fantastic. Good viewing.
Yeah, well, there's the actual results up on the screen now, and it's put identical times there for Ty and Lockie. But Ty, Congratulations. It's given you the P3. Well done.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on the last 30 seconds of that race.
Right to the line, it was neck and neck. Obviously, iRacing can determine beyond the third decimal point, so it's gone right back and it's awarded you the win, but it must be absolutely a minute victory for P3. But how about that last lap? You knew with the safety car, everyone backed up, it was going to be tight. What was that thought, just going to the line, trying to pull out of the toe and get there?
Mostly just not too sure exactly how it was all going to play out from people trying to make a last minute move, really. So try to be maybe a bit more conservative and just rely on getting around the circuit without spinning out and keeping it safe.
Great job. Well, we're going to get to gold, so let's do some thank yous. First of all, with our race winner tonight, Mickey, who would you like to thank?
I thank everybody at Prismatic Motorsports training me up, making me a better driver, and all of Prismo's main sponsors, Certifiably Diverse, Cadan Computers, Go for the Gap, Marconi Setup Shop, all my family, and Ziscord, Go Fire Pits.
Awesome.
Go the Mets.
Great to see you back on the podium. We'll see you in gold next week. Brad, who would you like to thank for P2?
Yeah, first of all, thanks FRG organising this fantastic series. I think season 11, this is probably the tightest one yet. It's fantastic. You yourself, Luke, for the broadcasters, the viewers out there, guys out at JWM, good-looking cars. But yeah, we finally put it on a podium tonight. TW Engineering, brewed coffee up in Toowoomba, and yeah, all my teammates and all the other races, fantastic.
JWM has been getting stronger and stronger. We've been watching your team, you know, from the get-go, from as it just gets better and better, and here you are on the podium, mate. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we'll get there one day. Cheers.
You'll get to the top step, that's for sure. Ty, who would you like to thank for P3?
Look, I think it's just FRG in general. Everybody comes along and puts in the laps to make sure that there's a solid turnout. A bunch of people who are putting in the right type of times to race competitively and know the braking zones and make it a good show. So yeah, thank you everyone.
Fantastic. Right, that's your podium for our silver round. I've got to go get this next server up. So stand by, everyone. Back shortly with gold. Don't go anywhere. part 2. We are back for gold, and this is the best of the best as Roberts sits on pole position, leading the championship, coming into this our penultimate round of the series. He is ready for success tonight. Guy Leach sitting P2 in this order as they've got 10 seconds left across the line. They're not going to make another lap, those two. They'll finish the lap they're on. Brad Wooten continues to impress, currently sitting P3. Back in the pit lane, Bailey Evans as well back in the pits. Alex Court still on the track, and Tyler Blackburn out on the track as well, putting in their last ditch efforts, trying to have a look to see where Daniel Yeaman is. Down in 18th place for Yeaman on a flyer though. Can he put himself up into the top 10? We'll find out shortly. A lot of drivers out there with green sectors, so that means they're doing personal bests, trying to get themselves a little bit higher in the order, as track position is so important at a racetrack like this especially. So and then of course we've got our friends over at RaceKraft. Seeing with Christopher Mitchell, he's back in the pits, 11th place. We might head across there and see if we can't get a quick word in with him. So let's just
up across the top of Earth then.
Let's just burst in and say good day to Chris Mitchell before he starts, because I don't want to put his concentration off, but I at least want to say good day. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Just thunder clapping across the top of the Perth right now has me slightly terrified, but the beers will be comforting.
Okay, yeah. Oh, geez, look at the beers you got lined up there.
They're not just tonight's collection. I've been lazy and haven't cleaned the room for a couple of weeks.
I was going to say, I thought you were having a big one there, mate. It's a weeknight.
Would be a lit night of racing.
Very good, mate. Penultimate round of the championship. How are you set for this track tonight?
It sucks to suck, so hopefully I don't suck, but early indications put me in the midfield somewhere, so hopefully we can just make something happen from there.
P12, mate, so good luck for the race. I'll let you go get yourself.
P12, I got dropped.
So quick good day to Ben, Trevor as well in the room, but we'll come back to you guys if we get a safety car. Take care and have a good race tonight.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, Luke. Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. Right, so that's RaceKraft getting set for a race, and we'll head back across to the broadcast booth now where Dave is standing by. Dave, we're ready for gold. About to go down to the grid now with qualifying run and done, and your man who's sitting on top in the championship has put himself on pole position with a 141.1. So good lap there from Benjamin Roberts.
Yeah, Dylan O'Shea right behind him, and Guy Leach with a sensational third place on the grid.
Yeah, Leach is back in true force, and Brad Wooten right there in P4. He has been, quality throughout this season as well. So, we're getting set. We're going to go to the grid shortly. Everyone's back in the lane, and then they'll get us through.
Where's Jack Mara? Jack Mara's back in 10th there, so his chippies aren't firing so hard tonight, but we'll see how he goes.
Yeah, so we're just waiting on. There they go. They all disappear. We get set to grid up now. We'll take you.
Back in 12th.
We'll take you through the order. This is how they will start.
You don't need to rush, remember.
So they will start tonight's race. Benjamin Roberts will start from pole position tonight with Dylan O'Shea starting alongside him. Guy Leach comes in and absolutely injects fury into this race tonight. P3, he'll be quick off the line too. Brad Wooten starts out of 4th place. On the 3rd row of the grid, Bailey Evans and Alex Court, your top 6. Then it's Blackburn and Gardner in 8th position. Jesse Butler will be looking after things out of 9th tonight, and Jack Mara for that Shakachangi car out of P10. Ian Spatch starts from 11th tonight with Christopher Mitchell. We just spoke to him briefly there before the race, starting from P12 midfield. He said it best. Well, that's a little bit better than midfield. He's up in the top 12. 13th on the grid, Tiago will start from 13th with Matty Stevens alongside him. Luke fits into a 15th place alongside Josh Fitz. So it's an all fit row 8 on the grid. Barker and Yeaman down in 18th place with Flock and Hardy in 19th and 20th on the grid. Brian Cooper starts from 21st with Batril out of 22nd. Then it's Riso Gorman 23rd and Will Ryan rounding out that top 24. 25th on the grid. As we go back another page, it's Hermanson alongside him. Ron Bowden, 2nd in the championship, starting 26th on the grid. Kaylin Arthur from 27th with James Rawalt 28th, and it's Barnes and Kanitska, your top 30 on the grid. Reece Clayton will start from 31st on this huge field of cars. John Baldwin out of 32nd. Brazier and Nins, your top 34, with Jared Steen down the back for Tanked SRT, 35th on the grid. Neil McVeigh will start 36. As we get to the end of the field now, we've got our safety car, Lockie Capel. Trevor Leonard for RaceKraft starts from 38th. Pat Gallows there as well, with Fabian and Bartian down in 41st place. A big grid of cars. You take Lockie Capel out, of course, because the safety car doesn't start the race. But this is going to be a mega run to turn 1. 40 of the best F3 drivers in Australia getting set to go racing.
Can you share your screen, please, Luke?
Oh, I can do that for you.
Sorry.
So we're listening to Rick Oystra, who's doing his briefing.
Statement.
He was talking about somebody drinking Baltic cans. I did notice one of those on Chris Mitchell's rig last week.
I think he's got about 10 lined up.
I noticed you popped in for a pep talk with the RaceKraft boys before, Luke.
Quick chat, yeah, it's always good to check in with them. They've been really good over this season and giving us access and having some good chats, which has been good. We'll go to them in the safety car period.
Okay, let's hope everyone gets a nice clean start here. And Guy Leach is still missing numbers.
So we've got Yeaman and Sebastian Flock giving us access to their race cameras tonight as well, which is fantastic. We get set for a start. Let's go green. Let's go racing here from Daytona for the gold, and we all get away cleanly at the front. The fourth row of the grid was a bit slow to get away. That was Gardner dropping back a position.
And we'll
look at the top
behind
two.
each other for a toe down to turn one. O'Shea taking a really wide line around the outside there. Oh, we got trouble. We got trouble. There's somebody on the right hand side backwards in the fence there.
And Spatch off the track, and also broken car for Nick Buttrell there. He's in trouble, and he'll try and limp back to the pits.
Donuts in the grass as well. So I'm wondering what happened to Rob Bowden in qualifying there. He's popped up the list a little bit already.
Race control 349, lap 1, turn 3.
Copy 349.
So we got O'Shea. He's only a tenth of a second off the back of Roberts here, so he should be looking for a toe, and there he is. So he can get a toe by up the main straight. He's right in his wheel tracks, but he doesn't seem to be able to get that last little bit.
Sun setting here. It's cooler track conditions as well for the gold race tonight, down to 25 degrees track temperature now, so it will be pretty gripped up out there. Roberts leads us into lap 2 from O'Shea, Evans, Leach, who lost a position off the start, caught, and then Brad Wooten lost 2 positions off the start, now regains one of those positions, getting himself back into 5th momentarily, but Alex Cork goes straight back through on the inside. Good job.
Luckily we got through that opening lap without a safety car there, Luke.
Yeah, they all limped their way back to the pits as we watch Mitchell down the inside, and Sebastian Flock is his victim. Yeaman's worked his way up to 10th, so Daniel Yeaman's cutting his nice figure through the field right now, and we've got access to his camera as well, so we'll head across. And Daniel's been in some good form lately. He's been flying along. We all come to see this camera because we want to see the train set in the background, but there he is. So he's got Tiago right behind him. He's trying to catch up to the Fit brothers, currently 8th and 9th, but into the top 10. I'm impressed with that.
They're running close together again. And who's that in their toe? That'd be...
That's Tiago, and then Jack Maris. And then you got Reece O'Gorman, the DSR guys, running 12th and 13th at the moment in a RaceKraft sandwich between Tiago and Chris Mitchell. They've just traded places, these two Stackachangi guys, and look out, here comes Chris Mitchell. He's got a great toe, and Sebastian Flock going with him. We'll jump on board with Sebastian here. This is going to be super tight, as you can just see Yeaman looking in his mirrors. 4 wide as we go across the checker flag line, or across the start finish line. It's going to be 3 wide into the braking zone. Hold your breath. And they all get through there. Wide goes
A little bit
Flock.
wide on the last one.
Yeah, Flock went very wide through there, but the others,
They're still battling 2 and 3 abreast.
yeah, this is awesome. So down the inside now, Mitchell on Reese O'Gorman. O'Gorman gets the wider line exit. Can get the power down a little bit
Yeah,
better,
they're
but
gonna go through
so
the kink.
close.
They're going to try and go through that kink side by side. Here they go. And Mitchell slide it down the inside here. He's managed to get across the road in front of him and actually for a moment.
On board with Mitchell looking back, so you'll see he's got the race face on. And
that mo again.
Yeah, the mo's decent, isn't it? It's getting bigger.
He didn't get that razor sponsor.
No, he didn't, but here comes Reese O'Gorman. He's going to get alongside him. And around the outside, you can hear the car bottoming out. And look out, he's going to get attacked from Tiago on the other side as well as they go 3 wide once again. Mitchell under pressure, drops back, and wow, that was so close.
Really, really special driving there. I didn't know whether Chris had seen Tiago from the other side. But there we go, little 4 bolters. I think we might have to do a drug test on him. There we go, 3 abreast again up the front straight with 2 sitting behind. Go, well, where am I supposed to go?
Oh, you can see the movement you were talking about before too, where they just can't really hold a straight line.
Oh, there's a little bit of rub and a touch under.
Oh, who got collected there? Was that
think that was
Tiago?
Chris.
No, Tiago's gone around. It was Tiago that got the little clip at the back there. A clip of the heels it was.
Front wheels off the ground there. I'm not quite sure. Is that broken rear suspension, broken right-hand rear suspension, I think, on that car?
That's where he got collected, so I'd say so. As we go back to the lead battle between Roberts and O'Shea, they've dropped Evans in 3rd place now by a couple of seconds too.
So Ben the Machine Roberts is just doing it again, just lap after lap, nailing his apexes, nailing every corner and just knocking off those laps one after another. Just pace it. Most people can't match.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. He's done a new fastest lap of the race in 1:41.74 on that lap. Now that's him pushing a hole through the air, so to be quicker than the guy behind him, that's pretty incredible.
And Dylan is just sitting there in his little toe pocket, and oh, we've got someone round in the middle of the back straight there. That looked like
Yeaman,
that looked like Yeaman, was it?
It was Daniel, yeah. So
I'd go back and have a look at that. Luke, can we go back and have a look at that?
you can try it. Have a look.
Entering the bus stop.
Copy 85.
Because there we go. Ooh, that wobble bit at a high speed. You see so the car on the inside sort of moved up a bit. The car in the middle's gone. Well, what do I do?
So he's done well to get that facing the right direction again, hasn't he? The momentum helps, but
Yeah, he used to be an acrobat, I hear.
Here's the onboard at full speed.
Ballroom dancer.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Acrobat. Still got no shades, only a 1/10 of a second off the back of Benjamin Roberts, but he just can't seem to get in a position to actually challenge.
Back live. So yeah, Daniel, he's kept going out there, just watching if he's going to fall right down the order with some damage. He's
I expect he's got some damage of some kind, and he'll be trying to make that car just continue it to a point where he can get in the pits. He'll do an early pit stop,
He's already
repair
done
the car. There you go.
So 4 seconds stationary. That's not a lot of fuel to put in.
Nah, and see, we're only 11 minutes in, so he's definitely going to have to pit again.
Battle for 20th with Brett Barker down there, Kalen Arthur just behind him, Lee Hardy in front, and you've got Fabian on the back of this little pack, Chris Barnes, Matty Stevens, all very close together back here. So The whole field's sort of compressed. If you go to this battle too for 12th place between Kanitska and Flock, Flock's just getting past. And Rob Bowden, who is in the championship hunt, has got himself now up to 14th, so up 12 positions in the race, trying to just get it cleanly through the field. He'll know what's at stake here.
As they get down to the chicane on the back straight there, it's like they're playing chicken. You know, they're 3 or 4 abreast, and who's going to be bravest? Who's going to break the latest? And you know, some very, very close motor racing there.
Playing chicken, they're 3 or 4 chicken abreast.
Yeah.
Yes, you can
They're chicken chippers.
All right, so Bowden, I want to just concentrate a bit on him because coming into this round, the championship points had him at 908 versus 1032 for Ben Roberts. So, and Jack Mara, who's third in the championship, is currently sitting 2 places up the road. There's only 8 points difference between those two. So this is looking good for Jack. If he can hold this track position tonight and claw a few points back on Rob Bowden, it might put him in a good position next week to take second in the championship.
Rob will not be happy sitting back in 13th at the moment. That's not where Rob races.
But he's had a clean start to the race. He's up 13 spots already in 6 laps, so he's on a charge forward. Now Bailey Evans has just gone straight through the chicane there, so he's going to have to give all those positions back.
Yep. He'll have to slow down because iRacing will give him a 3 or 4, 6 second slow down. So, yeah, there'll be quite a lot of cars go past him. Now see how Shea's still 0.1, 0.2, just nothing in it. I think Rob Bowden's managed to get his way past that flock of chickens.
He has, for now anyways. We go back to the lead battle. We'll watch these two for a bit. They're catching some lap traffic too. They got Pat Gallo up the road, a couple of seconds up the road. They're going to catch him shortly.
Gone round at turn 1 and put it into the wall, unfortunately. So Chris is sitting there. I think he's waiting for a tow now. So, yep, there he is. Oh no. So, how much damage he's got, but
see if we can get a replay for you on that.
He bounced him off the wall.
Here's a replay. Just got out on the curb.
Yep. Oh, I just tapped it on the wall.
So he's got out on the curb there and it's given a bit of a clout when he hit the fence.
And that should will that move Rob Bowden up another spot? I think it may.
So yeah, Bowden moves now up into 9th place. So he's up 17 positions, Rob, as we see a shot of the Ferris wheel there and all the rides in the centre of this fantastic circuit. But this is the battle for 9th place. He's got Adam Gardner next up the road, 1.3 seconds. He's really, really pushing along nicely, Bowden. This is what he needs. He'll be keeping an eye on Jack Mara, though, in his mirrors. And crucially for the championship, that is him in his mirrors. And Bowden, I guess if he can't win this championship, he wants to at least secure second. He needs to be ahead of Jack Mara.
Yep. And I've got to say again, Guy Leach, great drive. He's still sitting there in 3rd place. Really nice. Got a second over Alex Court. And but he's just dropped off the back of Dylan O'Shea. So he's in clean space by himself. And now needs to just keep his head down and keep his concentration up. But a really, really nice showing from Guy here.
You can see how gapped out the whole field is, in fact. As you say that, he's dropped back, 3 seconds or nearly 4 seconds off the lead battle. But the whole field itself has started to spread right out.
Now, it looks like you've got Brad Wooten on the back of Court, so if they've got a little bit of battle, but here it might be different because they're towing and they get the advantage of a tow. If they're smart and they work together, they can actually work together to catch the car in front by using the tow.
Yeah. Obviously, you can't bump draft in one of these things.
Well, you can. But it does get a bit, with the movement in the main straight that you see most of the cars making, it does, yeah, it's a pretty risky manoeuvre, but you can bump draft in these.
Surely you would worry about losing your nose.
Yeah, it's not a hard hit if you do it smart. It's just a very gentle little tap, tap, tap. But the trouble is you do get some one-bys occasionally, and, you know, you haven't got a lot of them to play with. Here we see in the toe, see how it starts really speeds up as it gets close and gets in that pocket of no air behind, where the aerodynamic restriction on the car is taken away, and you know, you see the speed jump up.
All right, let's go back and have a look at Brian Cooper, Tank SRT driver, chasing down Will Ryan here. As Luke Fitz just gone around. He's had a crash in the infield. That's broken, is it? Is that rear suspension broken? No, I think it's all right.
No, it looks okay. Looks okay. He's got I'm not sure if he had a bent wing there or not, but the suspension looks all right. So.
All right, so back to
Yeah, it's okay.
Will Ryan. This is Will Ryan and Cooper just up the road. Battling for 13th place. Another couple of drivers have made some good gains, up 11 spots for him. James Rewalt, who's the Pace Syndicate car in front, they're running line astern, these Pace Syndicate boys. He's made up 16 spots to be 12th behind Hermansen. So his focus now will be just on cutting away little bits out of the laps of the car in front. Hermansen at the moment, if you can get that, he's within the tow range, that's 0.7 of a second, and you can see he has just been chipping away. He got a great gain on lap 4. Since then, he's just been staying pretty even with Hermansen, and they're sort of stalled out.
Really close moves down that back straight into that last chicane. Oh, hair raising.
This is Caitlin Arthur, Matt Stevens in front of them, going wheel to wheel here with Ben Braja. So, this is for 17th place, and wow, once again, almost clanging wheels there. They're going to have to go either side of this Pace Syndicate car. They choose not to. That's Marcus Kaniska, who's just getting mugged by a couple down the pit straight.
He's carrying it. Kaniska looks like he must be carrying a bit of damage because he really didn't have the straight line speed.
Or is that the power of the double toe?
Don't know.
Oh, there's a huge crash in the background.
Massive accident.
We just saw a car.
Sure.
Just saw a car in the air back over that fence somewhere.
Upside down over the fence.
Well, let's try and find out who it is or what it was, but that was humongous. So
it is Luke Fitt. It's Luke Fitt's upside down over the tyre rail.
Oh wow. So there he is.
No, that's Luke Fitt.
Yeah, Luke.
Somebody else involved. What, the blue and yellow car?
Yeah, Jesse Butler and Bailey Evans. So here's Trevor Leonard. Now, where's Luke Fitt in all this? Get it? Where's Luke Fitt in all this? There he is. So
he's in commentary.
Oh wow.
So that's
crash.
Luke over the fence. Hope they're all okay.
Well, you wouldn't want to be in a motion rig, would you?
I don't know if anybody ever saw the accident at Macau a few years ago with, I can't remember her name. The girl
shot up into the shot up.
I thought she was dead. I looked at her and I thought, there's no way. And she walked away without so much as a scratch. And that made that accident look slow.
Yeah, so have you heard if we've gone to a safety car or not? And who caused this incident?
Not gone to a safety car.
Yes, Sophie, what was her name? Sophie...
Flourish,
that was it, yeah.
So, on the inside, the car in the middle just clipped. I think it's a bit of a racing accident. If you go down there 3 abreast, it's going to happen. There you go. Well done. Have a look at that in real time. Boy, oh boy.
You go have a look at that in real time, everyone out there. Otherwise, I'll lose my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I'll lose.
I didn't hear a thing.
I'll lose Type N Esports YouTube channel. Let's go back to live because I'm surprised we kept green in that, which is fantastic.
Yep.
And we've lost 3 competitors. So Bailey Evans, Luke Fitt, and Jesse Butler all involved in that massive crash. And whilst we've been away, it looks like the gap's just opened up a little bit. Well, it's back to 0.2 of a second as I say that.
What has happened is Guy Leach seems to have dropped back to 5th, so he must have got caught by those 2 guys working the tow together. Dylan all over the back of Ben.
So O'Shea, he's strong, isn't he? So he'll be saving fuel here. He'll be able to take less fuel in the pit stop, and he might even try an undercut here on Roberts.
Well, he's got a good run this time. Can he get somewhere?
Roberts obviously hugging that bottom yellow line that they're not allowed to go beneath.
He reaches here and he can't. He doesn't seem to go any further. That's almost the maximum speed of the vehicle. And yeah, any thoughts about breaking Ben from back there? Unlikely.
No. It's a terminal velocity. Or terminal... Well, it's sort of just... It's aerodynamics where it just reaches the point where it cannot push through the air any quicker for the amount of horsepower you've got. You fastest lap, Rob Bowden, by the way. Here he is.
And he's up to 6th.
Only 10 seconds off the lead, so he'd be praying probably for a safety car. He's done a lot of the hard work now. I wonder if Rhys O'Gorman, who's sitting right behind him, is aware that his teammate Jack Mara is fighting him in the championship. I reckon he would be aware.
I'm looking at that battle between Court, Wooten and Leach. That's very close as well.
Yeah, well, that's just up the road from the Bowden O'Gorman battle.
So these two guys have worked that toe together, that Court guy, and managed to get by. But that's okay. Guy just sitting there behind.
On board with Alex Court, you can see in the background there those other cars just weaving and dancing around. It's a great skyline here at this time of night. I love the clouds, and check out this alongside. There goes Brad Wooten, isn't it? Brad Wooten now up into P3.
These guys are having a really good run here, the three of these guys. Now it's interesting that they're 7 odd seconds back, so then they're really not going to catch O'Shea unless there's an issue.
Well, you got to think. 30 minutes to go. There's got to have to be a safety car, surely, at some point this evening as we go.
Here we go.
3 wide across the line again. Leach on the outside, up against the fence. Hold your breath as they come into turn 1. And out on the grass, Leach. He put a wheel on the grass and loses all his momentum, unfortunately.
To be honest, that's not a bad thing, because now he's dropped back. He's in a bit of clean air. Don't get mixed up with the guys in front. Somebody gone around there. He's still within striking distance of him. So Pat Gallo gone round there.
Yeah, he's back in 37th place. So Gallo rejoins behind his teammate.
So 4 guys who've dropped a lap at the moment in Gallo, Luke Fitt, Butler and Baldwin. And they've dropped off the lead lap, down a lap. So they'll be really sweating for a safety car, looking for that wave by. Bit tight there. Looking for that wave by to get back on the lead lap. Somebody else gone round on the exit of the corner.
Hardy.
Leith Hardy. Where's he going? Quick trip to McDonald's and back.
So, look at this, 3 wide again. He's going to squeeze him up to the fence here. This is Trevor Leonard, Chris Barnes, Reece Clayton's in this as well. No, sorry, it's Matt Stevens at the front of this little trio.
Big move round the outside. And the over and under in the middle of the chicane. Really? Boys. So, have you had a good close-up on Trevor Leonard's helmet there, Luke? I'm not quite sure. I was going to say I can see him smiling from here, but...
It's great. Lego man helmet. Lego head.
Yeah.
Gavin Innes driving well, as pointed out there by Brant. He's just said, where is he? Ninzi, he's up in 12th. So he's up in 22nd, up 12 spots. So driving well at the moment in the Sangropa racing car.
Yeah, Jack Mara's having a quiet night. I mean, he's there, he's in contention, he's sitting there in 8th place. But it's not the Jack Mara we're used to seeing fighting at the front, Luke. He just doesn't seem to have the pace around here tonight.
Either that or he's just being super cautious, knowing that he is in the fight for the championship. And tonight he needs to finish cleanly. He doesn't want to wipe this car out, because if he does wipe out, I'm just trying to see the next competitor, which is Chris Mitchell. And, well, Mitchell's dropped down the order, and in fact, he's out of the race, isn't he, as far as I can tell. So Mitchell 4th in the championship. That brings Bailey Evans then into play. So Bailey Evans is next in the points on 834. And, well, Evans is out there as well. I think still in the order somewhere. Where's Bailey?
I actually got Jack Marra's teammate Matt Stevens limping a really badly damaged car back to the pits at the moment, so that's not going to help their team position. Because the whole team, Alex Court back up to 3rd place. Now, the whole team position thing is really close too. There is like 1 point between 1st and 2nd and 3rd and 4th. It's really, really tight. So that might be part of this too. So some of them going, well, I'm not going to beat Ben Roberts because, you know, Ben's got the championship in his grasp. He got one and a half hands on it. So then they go, well, we can't win the team championship. So that might be more importance tonight. Yeah,
well, it's Tanked SRT leading that, and after Dark Sim Racing P2, RaceKraft P3, 71 points, separating the top 3. Then you've got DSR Snakachangi back in 4th, Tanked SRT, or Tanked 2 SRT in 5th, and so on. So there's some, like you say, good battling going on. And Ben Roberts, who flies solo, he's, I think, what is he, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9th in the championship on the team score, and that's as a lone driver, so that's pretty decent as well.
That is pretty cool.
So Bowden now P5 and on the back of Brad Wooten. Tell you what, Rob Bowden, he's still in.
See the way he's popped that. He's popped the toe, popped down, picked up the toe of the next one on the inside.
Now Bowden's in contention here for the championship, and he's come from right at the back of the grid tonight to 5th place. Incredible. 21 positions he's made up in the opening 16 laps of this race.
I wonder what happened in qualifying. He must have had issues with just not getting a clean lap, or he's gone wide here. Wooten sort of pulled up a bit in front of him there. And Guy Leach is on the back of this too.
Yeah, Bowden's going to have to be patient. Again, he's got plenty of laps to do this. He doesn't want to make contact with Brad Wooten. Wooten obviously not in the championship fight. He doesn't have those sort of pressures upon him tonight that Rob Bowden does. We got a car off. Was that Dylan O'Shea? It just flicked up as off the track. Now, he might have just skipped across the grass. O'Shea was momentarily in front of Roberts though, so he's actually tried to put a move on there.
Aye. So looks like maybe a bit of an over and under. How's that instant replay going, Lou?
I wonder if he didn't. I wonder if he didn't have to give the position back if he's gone across.
Don't know. There he's pulling up on the back of Ben again. He has been in those wheel tracks, in Ben's mirrors for every moment of this race.
And it's interesting, I think it must have been an off-track because it didn't even put up an overtake as a marker for me. So I think he might have just gone across the grass or at least blown out the chicane. He's had to just drop back in behind for now and then reassess it. Roberts leads again. The battle with Wooten. Look at this. Bowden now.
Yeah.
5th and challenging. And Guy Leach, pushing him along.
Because Alex Court's got a little bit of a break there, but see, they're dragging it back in. Rob's being very cautious with his moves.
And Guy Leach is another guy that's not really fighting for this championship. He's a quick driver. He can take a few more risks tonight. It doesn't really matter so much. You can see he's got the Valentino Rossi helmet on there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And Guy's done a lot of racing. He's a smart racer. Unlikely for him to, pull something silly. If he does, it's a genuine mistake. But they're both sort of sitting here. They just can't get that move on Wooten there. because Wooten's getting the toe off. They're in like a DRS train here, where they're getting a toe off the one in front, and Alex has just got enough there that they're not catching and passing him, but it's giving Wooten the straight line speed that means Bowden can't get by him. Although Bowden's down the outside now, and he seems to be in front of him.
It's 9 seconds to the gap,
around
isn't
the
it?
outside of him, and look, Leach has got him as well.
So that's Bowden up into 4th now.
And soon to be 3rd, I think, Luke.
Yeah.
He's got the move on. He kept the pace through that chicane. He came out of there with really good momentum, and that's driven him onto the straight. But terminal speed, pretty similar. Right, I think Rob's going to pull this one off down the outside. No,
Down by 1, eh?
prove him wrong again.
So permission to tow. There's a car that's out there stuck on the racetrack. It's Brett
And,
Barker. He's broken.
Can you have a look at that
Oof.
incident? Lap 17.
Copy, and you have permission.
Permission to tow, so that's no safety car.
Yeah, safe position deemed by race control, which is good. So he'll go back to the pits. Roberts and O'Shea out in front by 9.7 seconds over Alex Court. This is a fascinating battle. I want to keep watching this battle for 3rd.
Jack Mara's just passed Wooden there and moved on to the back of Guy Leach there. So now we've got Jack Mara in the picture again as well.
It's O'Gorman, I think. Yeah, it's Reese O'Gorman on the back of Guy Leach. Jack's behind Wooten, so Wooten's in.
Yeah, no, we're right. You're right. It's O'Gorman, not Wooten, not Mara. Wrong flavour of chips, mate.
We got another car off to Tiago. Just gone.
Diego is extremely quick in pre-qualifying. He actually pre-qualified 2nd fastest to Benjamin Roberts here. So, Tiago certainly has some pace around this place, but it's struggling a bit tonight. Maybe the bit hotter track temperature. Now, here we go, 3 abreast with the Bowden and Leach and everyone up the front straight again. Here they come. Whoa. I would not like to be Rob in the middle now, and there he goes, he's back out of it. Smart. Meow. That's where we said before, 3 into there, almost certain for an accident, and you see Rob there, and he just lifted off the throttle, bled off the throttle, dropped back into 3rd, lived to fight another day.
Whoa, close on the brakes though as he dives in. So Leach in front, Court as well, back into 3rd place. Bowden under pressure from Jack Mara's teammate. This is where I get nervous when there's teammates involved here. Obviously Jack, the next position back in the field, but Reese not really fighting for the championship.
6 seconds back.
Reese not fighting for the championship. He can go all out here, and Rob has got to be aware of that. He's probably thinking, right, here comes P3 in the championship as teammate. I just need to step a little bit carefully around this bloke.
So here we go, onto the back straight again, and they're all lining up for the toe. And the speed out of that last chicane will be the telling factor, and that someone's got to try and get up the inside of Alex Court on the exit of that chicane. Now here's Guy Leach going down the outside, and he's going to try and get across in front of him into the chicane. They're playing chicken, and he's done it. He's up into 3rd place, and he's held onto it really well through there, but he's lost a little bit of momentum. There's he's on the inside of that. He's lifted off. I don't think there's any penalty in that. He got forced under that yellow line, which they're not supposed to be under. But now Alex Court dropping into the toe on Guy Leach, and he's going to try again. He seems to have really good straight line speed. Now these guys are all going for the pit.
There you go.
Oh, do you see the braking duel into the pit lane?
Yeah, so Leach and Bowden jumping into the pits now under green flag conditions.
Bowden was so sharp on that pit entry. He gained like 2-3 car lengths on Guy Leach on the entrance into the pits, breaking up to the pit line.
A couple of destroyed cars sitting in the pits, remnants of how tough the first half of this race has been. But yeah, Bowden.
So here they go. Bowden's got him in the pit lane. Not by much, but he got him.
And a stoppage time of 4.68 for Bowden.
Leach has hit the fence on the way out of pit lane there. He's bounced it off the fence. Hopefully he's got no damage out of it.
Safety car, safety car.
Got a safety
We
car.
got a safety car. That's perfect for those
Safety
guys who
car.
have just pitted, because they'll get a benefit out of that. They'll get track position out of this now. Because they've already been in. They don't have to go in the pits again.
Yes, so
Perfect timing.
Caution after.
caution after the chicane. So I think Roberts is coming up to that point now, isn't he? Where is
Well,
this caution? I'm trying to see where the car is.
Chicane, I think.
Oh, it's right in the middle of the track.
There it is.
There's a car right in the middle of the track,
road.
yeah.
I think I've been there myself.
I'm trying to see who that is, if it's...
Four go
oh, it's
past
James
the safety
Rewalt, look at
car,
that.
and four go past the safety
Now
car.
that's a canoe.
He's had a big crash somewhere there.
It's a real canoe. Get the paddles.
I'm going to look at a replay on this one, because Rewalt and I think Bailey Evans might have come together. Oh, so he's lost the back end there. Oh, put it in the fence, big hit. And then he's got poleaxed.
That hurt. Everyone loves hurt.
Race control, will there be wave rounds at all?
Get another view of that one. So he got a tank slapper on, puts it in the wall, and then watch this, gets collected. Huge
No,
hit.
no hope for who was that ran into him?
I think it might have been Bailey Evans. Let's have a look at
It was
the...
one of the blue and yellow cars.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
Bailey Evans. Unfortunate for Bailey. Really. The good thing is he's not too far from pit lane if he can get it there.
this is a bit earlier. I think just prior to the incident.
Safety car is on corner 4.
That's where the back end went around.
Yeah,
And then we'll jump on board with Evans. So watch this.
Oh, what do you do?
That's what's created the damage. Look at that back tyre letting go as well.
Hopefully he can get it back to pit lane.
Needs towed and now towed.
No, he couldn't get to the pit
sorry,
lane.
Race
No
Control,
drive.
would you be able to just check the exit of car 39?
Right, so flurry of pit
In
stops,
terms of,
and it's
position.
Dylan O'Shea who
Yeah.
leads the race.
Yeah, we
Now,
got you.
our guys that jumped in were Bowden and Leach, and look where they are.
Yeah, importantly ahead of Benjamin Roberts,
You're
who's
in
in
the correct
P6.
position.
Yeah, and Dylan O'Shea, did he pit?
He did. Everyone has stopped.
Rue, I just received a black flag for crossing the
So Roberts had a 21.5 second pit stop.
Is there any chance of getting that
Wow.
removed?
So 15 seconds he lost in the pit stop.
Is
Wonder
that-
what happened there.
Is that,
You've got
is
2
that
laps.
damage?
Not sure if it's damage or if he's possibly been caught speeding in the pits or something like that, maybe.
Don't know.
Stand by 35.
Wonder whether he broke the speed limit coming in over that entry lane, because you come in there a bit quick, and it's pretty easy to lock them up, go over that too much speed, and then get a speeding penalty and a wait time in your pit stop. So that would be my guess. He's actually just entered the pit lane a little bit too hot and picked up a penalty. But what's interesting there is Rob Bowden now in P2. He and Guy Leach had the perfect timing on that pit stop. Just stopped, came out of the pits, and everyone went under
on
safety
the
car.
lead lap, please stay
Absolutely
left as
perfect.
possible.
Some days you can get
Everyone
lucky.
that is a lap down the right-hand
So
side.
this is... Just have a quick look to see if we can't get a replay of Ben coming into the pits. So this is not Ben, obviously. Roberts was already in the pits at that point. We'll see if we can go back a bit further, find this for you.
Lap traffic may now unlap themselves on the right-hand side. Lap
And now
traffic
wave
may now
bars are being
unlap themselves on the right-hand
taken out
side.
there.
So this is Roberts entering the pits. Let's have a look. We'll take it back and see if he hits the skids. Yeah, this might tell the story.
Okay. He's actually got a bit of damage.
3-5,
Yeah, he's got a bit of damage on the front of the car too. Looks like on the...
He may have just been speeding slightly in the pits. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But this is the stop. I want to see if anything interesting happens here. Car stays on the ground.
Look how quick Dylan is there.
Yeah.
In and out. Gone.
Unless he just didn't have his fuel number set correctly and he's had to wait and reset a few things in the car. Let's give him some hard work now for the rest of this race. Just on 10 minutes to go.
Got a bit of a challenge out of him now.
Speeding a 40-second penalty apparently, so maybe not speeding. So yeah, he could have just not had his fuel numbers set.
That thing won't hit 200 even if it doesn't do the bus stop.
I did notice it looked like on the top of the nose cone on the front, like there was a little bit of damage. So remember there was that issue between him and Dylan O'Shea that we missed, where they tried to do the overtake and said Dylan was off the road. I wonder whether there was something there. He maybe incurred a little bit of damage on the car, and that's what he was having fixed in pit lane.
But surely he would use his fast repair, as Brant points out. He would have had a fast repair to use up.
Yeah.
Unless that was unticked and it started to do the repair on the car.
Well, we'll have to ask him afterwards.
Tell you what, this they're moving along with their safety cars. It's pretty decent speed.
100 and 200 here. So
Car 19, please hold speed 100 after the bus stop. 100 maximum after the bus stop.
right, so now Dylan's controlling the field and sitting at 100 kilometres an hour, and Lockie's taken off from the safety car to get it off the road and into pit lane, and now Rob's lining up a restart.
Car 19, you now have control of the speed. You may accelerate at your discretion.
And Dylan's going to hold him slow right to the line, I reckon.
So pressure's on now. Under 10 minutes to go in this race, round 9 of the F3A, season 11.
So he's holding them at 100k all the way to the start-finish line. Ooh. Hopefully this doesn't create a bit of a, you get them all on top of each other waiting to go into that first corner. I think this could breed another safety car. I've got that nasty feeling, Luke. There we go.
So back to green flag racing. It's O'Shea leading Bowden and Leach into turn 1. We look back in the distance as they all seem to filter through cleanly so far. Look at this big field of cars. There's Wilderwear there, Cooper and Rose. Yeah, we have got contact there. Cooper was the one that's gone straight ahead. Grass cutting his way across to rejoin, but out in front. Perfect getaway for Dylan O'Shea. And Bowden, importantly for the championship, ahead of Benjamin Roberts, who's back there in P7. Did he lose a position? He did.
He's up.
Oh, and he's just almost made contact with the back of Alex Court, I think it was.
And he's now there, dropped in behind Jack Maron now.
Yeah, so this is, I'll tell you what, this is livening things up for the final round. If this would really even the points out in the championship between the top 3.
This is the trouble Ben's got here is that it's a DRS train again, so you got a tow train, and he's really going to struggle to get past these guys.
Yep, minute 41 per lap.
Bowden, Leach and Gorman really taking the fight to Dylan O'Shea here. I was a bit concerned with the speed they had early on that Dylan might be able to walk away with this, but not happening because that tow's working for them.
Oh, big crash.
That's a big one.
Kaniska involved in that one. We've also got Lee Hardy off the track.
Race control, requesting K.
Rejoining, but Kaniska, that's a huge one for him.
He needs a lawnmower sponsorship.
Caution, so a full course caution.
We have safety car again. I did say I thought it'd breed another one.
Let's have a look at Kaniska's incident here. This is huge.
Stand by, everyone.
Race control, incident review for car 27, lap 24.
Oh, he's done it on the curb on the way in. Oh,
there's it.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, you can see it coming a mile away. So we'll just watch this again. So he loses the back end there, gets a slapper on, spins it right around, and watch this, he's stuck in the middle of the track. Oh, there it was.
Bang. Yeah. Not much you can do with that when you're stuck in the middle of the track and the whole pack coming at you at the speed they're going.
Yeah.
So now
3-5, go past the safety car.
Copy.
he was just getting the car moving as well.
Car 5.
So run a caution here with only, well, not long to go. I'm going to take 2 seconds here to quickly run that out again for our brand new sponsor. Big thanks to them coming on board. SCHOTS, so here it is. Check it out, brand new sponsor. Great to have them on board as a brand new sponsor for this series. Make sure you go check out their website and get your entries in too for the VRS competition. We draw the winner of that $99 package next week, next Tuesday night. So be there or be square. You got to get your entry into to win that one.
Now, how come Leach is here in second ahead of Bowden? A bit of chatter going on here too. I'm feeling really authentic now that we're taking ad breaks as well, Luke.
Yeah, so
Safety car is coming in this lap.
Safety car will be straight in, so we'll get probably a 2-lap dash to the finish here.
Yep.
And where's Roberts? He's back in 7th. He hasn't been able to get any of those positions back since that second restart.
Yeah, well, see, it was only 3/4 of a lap, and remember, he dropped a position, so he had to get that one back before he could do anything, and then there was the yellow flag. So 2 laps, what can he do? What can he do in 2 laps?
I presume we'll be green to the end now, won't we, Dave?
We should be. We should be. I would think that we'd be a blanket tow after this, but yeah, if it's 2 laps, I really can't see Ben getting more than 3 cars. Which would still have him 4th and not on the podium, but you never know what's going to happen.
Dylan O'Shea is revving the ring out of this car. Now, is that to burn fuel?
I expect so.
Surely you'd have a risk of...
fuel.
Race control, who's this idiot flying around the outside of everyone?
Surely you would risk blowing your engine, though.
Well, I would have thought so, yes. There's somebody, I think somebody's trying to do a wave by, but they haven't been given the opportunity to do a wave by.
No more than 100 kilometers an hour.
So we've got a bit of there's a bit of a bunch up happening back here. I'm not sure what's just happened. I think that was to do with that wave around car.
Bit of a bun fight, I think.
Right, so let's get set to go racing. This will be a 2 or 3 lap dash to the end here. I think a 2-lap dash is all we'll get in.
Look at them lined up here now. Now this is interesting because Guy stuck one out. You need to get back in that hole between.
Everyone's in the right position. Car 9T now control of the speed.
To see, he's got overlap there already. And this guy will be shoving at that gap in the middle. Because Rob's really, really aggressive on this. He's got overlap. He's up the inside, and we haven't even gone to green yet. They're all waiting, all watching, waiting for the move. But again, he's going to run it right to the line before a restart.
Well, there's the line, and now he goes, and it's created a bit of a bunch up behind, hasn't it?
It has, and Guy Leach got a really good little restart there, but Rob Bowden's caught out someone. Yeah, he's stuck between 2 packets of chips there.
He was, and he actually looked like he banged wheels.
Yes, he did, and he's got away with it.
Wow, what a restart. So, blanket tow approval now to the end of the race, so no more safety cars. We'll stay green to the end.
So, which one's Mara and which one's Gordon? Who's in 4th place right now?
Gorman's now in 4th, ahead of Jack Mara.
Right.
Robert's still not being able to progress forward. He's stuck in P7, tightening things up in the championship, like I said. Adam Gardner's got himself to 10th now with just behind him. Oh, down the inside. It's Daniel Yeaman, moving himself up into the top 10. Good late charge by him.
Tonight.
He has,
He's
but
been a bit quiet tonight, hasn't he?
he's got back to the 10 though, so that's a good effort considering his qualifying
Now,
position.
look, gee, Guy Leach is on the move. He's on the move down the outside of Dylan O'Shea. Now, I think Dylan's actually let him by because he wants to sit in the toe.
Yeah, possibly. It was Dylan that was trying to use some fuel up on the in the safety car.
I've got a feeling he doesn't want to lead onto that last lap. Or he's having a look and seeing whether he can.
Is Rob Bowden thinking the same thing? Better to be third.
Sure is.
Although he's showing his cards there, but he goes right up onto the back of the top two.
They're all sitting.
Yeah.
They're just sitting.
It's going to be a game of cat and mouse to the end of this race.
It is. This is awesome.
So, 1 to go. This will be the final lap of the race.
Last lap. So now we see, and there's Bowden.
Oh, Bowden goes for it.
Down the outside.
Oh, he's so deep in there. How deep is he?
Deep.
Wow, he hung
Gee,
onto
he was
it.
lucky to hang on to that big smoke cloud in pit lane there.
Oh, we got a huge crash. Mitchell's involved in that, I think. No, he's all right, but he did go off the track, lost some positions.
Race control, car ready,
And he's not happy on the radio, so he's been...
I reckon Guy Leach can do this. I think he can do this.
Well, we've got 2/3 of a lap to go to find out. So Rob Bowden, this would do his championship the absolute world of good. P3, if he can hang this out and maybe get first or second, even better.
Robert still hasn't been able to get past Alex Court back there. He's still sitting back in 6th place. But look at the little break Guy Leach has here. He's actually made a great job of this restart.
Bowden within 6/10, now 4/10, closing down.
Here comes the toe. I don't think they're close enough. They're not close enough to get him into the last chicane. So they're going to try and get a run on the way out of here and see if they can get him on the way out. But I think he's got it. I think he's got enough gap. I think he can hold this to the line.
So there's the top three.
Fantastic.
There's the top three as they head around the final banking. Just on probably half a K to go. And here he goes, Dylan O'Shea. The gap is closing down. Dylan O'Shea, look at the speed now. He's going to pull out of the toe. O'Shea goes to the line. The checker flag drops. He's going to get him. Yeah.
He's got it.
32 thousandths of a second. O'Shea timed it to perfection there.
He did, and he knew what he was doing. That's why he backed off and let Guy Leach have it.
Yeah.
That's why he gave Guy Leach the lead, because he wanted to come onto that last shoot in second place.
Yeah, Bowden gets third in the end, which is great for his championship. Up 23 positions in that race. What a drive for Rob. He'll be happy with that. Alex Court fourth, then Mara is ahead of Ben Roberts, so it's tightened everything up in the championship. Incredible. So, but take nothing away from this guy, Dylan O'Shea. What a good way to win, and strategically he was all over that at the end.
Yep, and what a fantastic race that was. I really thought Guy had it. I thought he was going to be able to just hold on to it, but once Dylan got that 6/10 into that gap in behind him, there was no stopping him.
For sure, righto. We'll get some interviews shortly. And Dave, I'll let you ask a few questions tonight because you've been all over this. It's been fantastic to have you again tonight. And Dylan O'Shea, Guy Leach and Rob Bowden will be joining us shortly for, finish up. And next week we do the final round of this championship. We'll be awarding, obviously, a Grand Championship winner. And we'll be drawing the VRS prize and a few other things. So make sure you put this in your calendar for next Tuesday night as well.
We'll be enjoying a nice night in the countryside at Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen, yeah, how good is that? It's such a good track to finish up the series as well. Nice flowing, fast racetrack, so a more traditional racetrack too. I can't say I'm a huge fan of these Rovals, but it's going to be great finishing off on a traditional racetrack.
I think the Rovals, they're not my favourite thing, but I think it was really nice to see all of these guys out of their comfort zone doing tracks that nobody had done before and seeing how they could handle that. I thought that was really good. That was really good to see, rather than just seeing more races at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, it's been a great series. So one race to go next week for this series, and as Dylan O'Shea rips a set of tyres to pieces out there, he's enjoying this. Guy Leach and Rob Bowden will be heading across to chat to us shortly as well on this picturesque circuit. Championship points, it's going to be, we'll have to get our calculators out. It's going to be super close coming into the final round. I think still just a slight advantage to Benjamin Roberts, but with P6 tonight, he's going to have to dig deep and do something a little more for the final race to confirm himself as the winner. As Dylan O'Shea heads over to have a chat to us now. Congratulations, Dylan, on a great win, mate. You timed that finish to perfection.
Yeah, a lot of thought went into that one on the last lap, because I don't think being in the lead is the best way to win this race, just because the draft, obviously. So just tried to leave enough of a gap at the bus stop so that Rob behind me didn't catch me, and then past Guy for the finish.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to get there. I thought, but that last sort of 100 meters, you got into that the pocket of air behind him and shot through. But
Yeah.
It was a fantastic finish.
Thank you. When you get in that 3/10 sort of, it really pulls you. Like, surprisingly, when you're like 6/10 back, it's pretty bad. So when I was behind Ben earlier in the race, I kind of figured that if you're about 5/10 back, you could get real close on the line. So I just tried to time it as well as I could, and thankfully I did that pretty well.
Great drive, Guy, mate. Good to see you right up there again tonight, P2. And I could hear in your voice as you congratulated Dylan after the checker flag there. He did a little swifty, didn't he? Actually, he's heard none of that because he was in the other room. So I'll drag him in. I was just saying, Guy, well done, mate. P2 tonight. And I heard in your voice as you congratulated Dylan that, well, he just caught you napping right at the end there, didn't he?
Yeah, he played it pretty smart. He let me through the lap before, I think, so he was very clever. It was well done. But no, it was really good fun. I made some a couple of errors in the middle of the race, but had a good battle towards the end.
Yeah, well done, mate. And Rob, mate, for your championship, that was a crucial drive to come through the field. 23 spots you made up into the top 3. You've got to be really happy with that going into the final race.
Yeah, Luke, I'm actually a pretty crook, so I was too busy to help my teammates in quali to get a good run myself, but to get through the field like that without too much incident was actually pretty crucial, like I said, to the championship, but just staying out of trouble.
And talk us through that last lap as well, mate, because we saw you go super deep into the first corner on the penultimate lap, but then obviously it came down to that slipstream, that run through the final chicane. Just what was your thought process there, and did you know you were cooked when you saw how quick Dylan was out of that chicane?
I just, it's always the worst thing going into the first corner, sitting behind someone, so you always just poke a car out, and I don't know if they broke a little early. I definitely broke late, but I didn't mean to go that late, but anyway, we still got to stick in the slipstream there, but he definitely checked me up on the bus stop a little bit. Good strategic move from him, so I couldn't get on the power as early, so credit to him for a great race.
Great job, bro. Let's do some thank yous, starting with Dylan O'Shea, your race winner tonight. Who would you like to thank, Dylan?
Just you guys at RaceKraft TV for putting the broadcast on. The boys at FRG for putting the race on in this series, and the team sponsors Simrigs.com, Southwell Lifts and Hoists, Ben Max Mechanical, Phoenix Smokers, and MP Designs.
Great drive, Guy. Who would you like to thank for P2?
The broadcasters, Roo, FRG, Cool Drive, Injectors Online, and Paul Mansell Photography.
Great drive, mate. Good to see you up there on the podium. And Rob heading into the final round with that point gap to Benjamin Roberts now even smaller. Who would you like to thank, mate?
Keep it short. Yourself, Luke, for the broadcast, and all the FRG boys for running it, and all the tank boys as well for a good time during quali.
Great drives tonight. So your top 3, Dylan O'Shea, Guy Leach, and Rob Bowden. Congratulations to our podium. Root, welcome in, mate. You had a late safety car to deal with there. Pretty chaotic race towards the end, but what a great finish. They tend to, these Rovals do create these photo finishes on the line.
Oh, it's amazing. It's always down to the wire, and it's always a smart game with this race. Who to let through and who to sit behind, and it's not about trying to sit out front. It's trying to set yourself up for that run right at the end.
Yep.
And I just want to point out, I'm just looking at the points now because we're just trialing our predicted, kind of end of the season points, and they're coming through pretty well. and I'm just looking at the team standings now. We've got Tanked SRT 2081, After Dark at 2042, and RaceKraft at 2024. So like, it's anyone's game for the teams event. Drivers like Benny, he's doing all right. So he's close to having this wrapped up, but not quite there yet.
Rick, I'm just noticing there that Ben has said he used crew chief to clear the tyres and the fuel, but he forgot to re-tick the fast repair and had to sit there for 17 seconds because apparently when they come out of that last chicane, he touched the grass once. If you get on the grass, it damages the car. So he had a little bit of damage, and that's why he had to wait in that pit lane.
That clears that up. Very good. Good investigating work there. Well done. Roo, quickly, let's mention the sponsor. We've got a brand new sponsor tonight coming on board. It's fantastic to have SCHOTS.
Yeah, SCHOTS Home Emporium. I've actually got one of their couches, and believe it or not, after I've bought one of their couches, I actually spend more time sleeping on that thing than my bed. So just going to put it out there. It's an amazing couch. And look them up, because if you're sick of just, everyone's the same. Everyone's Scandi or the same type of furniture. Like, if you want something different, look them up, because they're pretty cool. People come over and go, "Oh my God, where'd you get that couch?" And I'm like, I'm not telling. But I'll tell you guys, it's SCHOTS, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool place. So look them up, click the link, get on the VIP, and get their discounts. It's they're a good team.
There it is on your screen now, so you can just see some of the cool stuff they make there. Mate, talking about sleeping on a couch, that couch there looks pretty comfy.
Oh, dude, they're all comfy. You go into their... I actually spent a couple of hours in their showroom just lying down in their couches.
I can see you in that bath, actually, just in the showroom, just taking a rubber ducky in there and getting around the bath.
That's good. I'm a tall dude, and my feet don't touch the end. It's a very good bath. It's a full dick floating bath. It's fucking great.
Too much info. All right, and a big thanks to VRS, of course, and RaceKraft Simulations, and lovely stickers. We've got great sponsors. Next week we'll be wrapping it all up for the final round, and we'll be giving away that VRS prize. So get your code in tonight. It is Kennedy. You've still got time to go and do that. Go stick that code word in so you can win that VRS prize next week.
Absolutely. Get it in there, Kennedy. That's very fitting with the Artemis launch just a few days ago. So that's pretty cool. Get it in, because it's $100 worth, and it costs you nothing to enter. So do that. We're going to have live predictions for next race, so it's going to be really exciting. And stay tuned, because Watkins Glen, the boot, it's a wide track. There's a lot of passing opportunities. We've picked the most exciting track for the end, so get involved.
Fantastic. Right, thanks Dave Roberts for keeping me company in the booth tonight. Big thanks to Roo for all your hard work, and we'll sign off. We'll see you next week at Watkins Glen.
Woo-hoo. See you then, Luke.
Cheers, boys. That's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and all your input as well in the chat. It's been well appreciated. So Dylan O'Shea, Too Strong Tonight, takes out the win here from Daytona. We'll see you next week for the final round, live here on Race Stars TV from Watkins Glen. Good night.